Fishing season is in full swing all across the natural state. In this week's Outdoor Report, Wake Up Central's Skot Covert is talking to the experts to find out what fish are biting and where the best spots are.
Hey, welcome back outside to the Weather Garden for another edition of the Outdoor Report. We're joined this week by Jim Harris from the Game and Fish Commission. You know, Trey says you are the fishing expert when it comes to Arkansas angling. Tell us what's biting right now.
Well, he's oversold me, but I'm learning a lot as I go. But I can tell you one thing, trout's biting because I was just up on the White River near Mountain View. And just had a fantastic time. Guides out of Jack's Resort helped me out a lot, and then we also just did some fishing on our own. So I would recommend, with these warming temps, don't forget that water from around, I guess from Guyana all the way to Cotter and that area, 58 degrees.
Yeah, it's pretty
cool. Great way to stay cool.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Few weeks when we start warming up. But
it's always so eerie to me when it's hot in the summer, 90+ degrees, and you still see fog on the water in the middle of the day.
That was how it was Sunday morning. It was eerie fog. I mean, we couldn't see anything, you know. We're just kind of motoring around there, but it cleared off pretty good, and the trout really bit well for an inexperienced trout guy like I am. I'm really learning. This was spin fishing. You know, there are places where the fly fishers like to get out and throw the flies out, and they're biting as well. I think there's a caddis hatch going on now. The fly fishermen would know what I'm talking about, but really a good time to go up there. Good time to take the kids. Go to Dry Run Creek, which is for kids and the mobility impaired. That's off the Norfolk tailwater. Take advantage of a great opportunity with a lot of trout biting. That was actually featured in our magazine that's out this month, Scott, about trout fishing around Dry Run Creek and different areas like that. Big focus on trout fishing in this issue.
Now, you're the author of the Fishing Report. Tell me a bit about what you're tracking and where we can find more of information on that.
Well, good thing with fish biting all over the state, we've got a lot of reports coming in. So everybody from the north to the south, I mean, state line to state line, east, west, everybody's reporting something. The cool thing about Arkansas is all the regions are a little different. You know, I mean, South Arkansas's got big bass and they're biting. That moves up into central Arkansas. We've still got a little bit of a white bass run going from about the middle up to the top. We've got stripers in the middle of lakes now. I mean, some were moving for they call it the faux spawn because stripers don't really spawn in our waters, but they move back into the middle of the lake where you catch those gigantic ones. I run pictures of those every week. Don't forget, you can get our fishing report really easy by going to our website and just clicking on send me the fishing report every Thursday, and I'll do it.
Okay, so when you're looking at all these reports from all over the state, the different fish that are biting, what's the one thing that you might say would be a tip for viewers at home today? You want to hit the water this weekend. What's something to keep in mind?
Boy, that's a good question. I think in their front coming through.
There will be coming up early this next week, The
trick usually is to get out before the front. Fish sense that somehow.
Maybe the pressure change, perhaps?
Yes, and they can tell, and they'll probably be biting. Probably right now, there's a bass spawn still going on in a lot of places, so they're shallow. The brim should have been biting this week big time with the full moon. Crappie are starting to go back. They're finished spawning mostly in just about every place. Although this weather, and you're familiar with it, was really crazy this year. It kept throwing us and the fish as well into thinking, all right, spring's here. Oops, no, it's not.
Back off those temperatures,
And they do the same thing, and they're going, well, you know, in this one I spawn? No, I guess not. You know,
wait a little longer.
Now I go. But I think the crappie have moved deeper, so now you want to just probably fish your jigs with a little deeper line as far as the crappie. The bass, we're getting real close though to that top water bite, and especially as shallow they are with their beds, they're going to hit some top water and buzz baits, and they'll still hit the spinners and the cranks as well.
Good report there. Glad to hear the fish are biting. We're almost out of time, but you have some good news, so I want to make sure we squeeze it in regarding the turkey harvest. We're finally seeing that turn around.
Are we ecstatic.
Yeah, I bet.
turkey harvest this year was 21% up over last year's harvest. We can make the numbers, you know how numbers can be, but that's huge when you're only talking about 7,000 or so that have been harvested the last few years. 21% up from that number. Obviously you're talking about in the 9,000s. First time that we have topped 9,000 in the harvest since 2017. 6 years, and I can promise you, well, the numbers were up last year too, so we're beginning to see a really nice trend upward.
Yeah,
for
that's good. It's encouraging.
The turkeys. Great shout out to our turkey biologist and our crew over there in wildlife management for
I bet there's some
the
happy
turkeys
folks right
back
now.
up. Yeah.
It's been disappointing the last several years, so to see these numbers really turn around in a big way, certainly some encouraging news.